Okay, let's have a look and see what we can do with Drag and Dictate. I've already done one video about Drag and Dictate and the things that you can do, but let's do some more. So first thing we can do is we can get the microphone turned on. Okay, so now that I've turned the microphone on, let's tell it to go to sleep. That didn't work, did it? Go to sleep. Okay, that time it worked. You can see we've got this little thing here now which tells us that the microphone has gone off. Let's turn it back on again with wake up. Sometimes it's necessary to be very clear with the way you say these commands. Select the previous 4 words. Okay, so just turn the microphone off so it doesn't get confused when I'm actually talking to you about what I've actually done there. I told it to select the last 4 words and it has done. It looks like it's done 3, but it's actually selected or counted the full stop as well. So let's look at the capitalization. When I speak slowly and using shorter phrases, I do find that it works a lot better than if I was to talk quickly and use longer sentences. Full stop. New paragraph. When you start a new paragraph, you will get... Okay, now you see what's happened there is that it heard the word new and paragraph together, so it actually did that. It put in a new paragraph. So if I say the word new paragraph, so there the 2 words were separated and it was able to put them into my text without any problem at all. Sometimes if you try a few times and you still don't get the actual word that you want, then it might be a good idea just to put in a word which you can find easily and then you can change it later. So for instance, there is another command word that you are struggling to get into the text, then why not substitute that word for Beelzebub when you do your editing later of your text. And by the way, you should, whether you are dictating your article or typing in it manually, you can then change the word to the right word. I have had some difficulty with getting the Drag and Dictate application to recognise something like SEO, so the only answer for that is to go into spelling mode, Sierra Echo Oscar. As you can see, it didn't put in the space, and also it didn't put them into capital letters. And also you will see that the dictation didn't work while it was in spelling mode. Sometimes you will find that you are in normal dictation mode and you can use the spelling using those international words to represent the letters, Sierra Echo Oscar. And as you can see, this time it did put in the letters correctly as I wanted them in capitals, but it also put a space in between too. Spelling mode, spacebar, Tango, Oscar, Oscar. So now let's try again to get it to write in spelling mode, spacebar, caps on, Sierra, Echo, Oscar. Dictation mode. There are also times when you want to have the word to, choose to, and then other times when you want to have the number 2. And to be able to get the number instead of the word, I will say numeral 2, numeral 22, numeral 5364. There are times when you don't need to say the word numeral beforehand, so let's try that with 5364. The thing to realise is that while you are doing this, there are sometimes a number of different ways to skin a cat, and so long as you know what those different ways are, then you will have a document that has the correct text in it ready for you to do a proper edit. I can also use commands within Drag and Dictate to open another application, such as open Mars Edit, open Drag and Dictate, open Marked. Just to remind you that Marked is the application which I use to get information about what I have dictated. This is the syntax for a header 1 in Markdown. If I click on Save of this document, then I will see what it looks like in the application Marked. Header 2. I did have to set up Drag and Dictate to recognize what it was that I wanted, and I did that in the vocabulary editor. So here is my vocabulary editor, and there are times when there is a word that I want, and it could be that it is a word that is used for a product that you wouldn't necessarily find in ordinary use, and I will add that to this list here to get it so that it will show up when I say the proper words. If there is something that doesn't work out exactly right when you first use it, then what you can do is to use this menu at the bottom and you can train it. I'm going to train it to understand what I want when I say the word and sons. And sons. And sons. And sons. So next time I want to put that into a document, it will recognise my accent and the way that I say those words. So before I go, let's just go to Mars Edit, and this is what we're going to be looking at in the next video from Mac 20 Questions. Bye bye now.